Hi. So today we will be discussing about a new application which is WhatsApp Chat Analyzer. This is a very cool project, I must say, because not only just you and your friends chat you can analyze, but also a chat of a group can also be analyzed using this tool. So this is just a small version of what features we can add up to it. We can add a heap lot of features onto it and make it up on a very large scale for production. So in this I will show you all the basic features and basic implementations, basic analytical tools which can be used to showcase the analysis of a group chat or a personal chat, and which we can deploy it on any cloud service, right? So for that, what we need is we need to collect the data from a chat group or from a personal chat or a group chat, and then save a file and save the text file in a folder. And then we need to run some code for extracting the features from the text. And then after we extract the features from the text, we need to plot graphs and we need to show the analysis of it. And then we need to integrate the analysis with the UI, which we will be making using Streamlit. And then we will be deploying this whole application on Heroku Cloud. So let's see the demo of it once. So the demo is over here, it's loading. Just a second. Yep. So over here it asks for kind of upload a file. So here we have to upload the chat file. So WhatsApp chat with this is my class group, so I'll just open it. So this is opening up and we will see what kind of analysis we can do out of it. And this will take a little bit time because at the background I have written some code which is kind of extracting all the features, and then it will showcase. Now once it will showcase the results, I'll tell you how it looks like. So basically before going to that, I would just split up the thing over here, how we would be proceeding into this. So what we would be doing is we would be breaking our whole project into 5 major segments here. So as we can see, we can see show analysis with respect to. Here it comes overall. Then we can select any of the phone number or any of the name, any of the person with whom we want to personally analyze the chat. For now I'll just keep it as overall. And then when I hit on show analysis, this will show me the overall analysis of the group. Okay, so as I was saying, I have divided this part into 5 major component parts. So as this analysis will be displaying, I will cover them simultaneously. So because as per the analysis only the name is, so yeah. So yep, we got the message now. So here this is just a quick overview of what are all the total messages, total number of words, media shared, total link shared. Kindly just ignore this warning for now because there is an upgradation which is to be done. This is an version upgradation thing. It will not affect any of the code. So total messages, total number of words, media shared, total link shared. So this is just a normal card which we can say. And most busy users, so we can showcase this data frame over here, and we can showcase it on a plot also, and we can display the word cloud. So first thing is most busiest users, then is word cloud. Word cloud basically represents which all words are more frequently used. So over here we need this media omitted. This is a very important thing. So when we are downloading the chat, right, so we will exclude media, we will not include media there. If we include media, then it will be a little bit complicated to pre-process that media text. It is not that easy because there are many encoded characters which needed to be decoded. Okay, so that is the reason, in order to exclude or in order to not increase the complexity of the thing, I have selected the text messages only. I have omitted the media, so that is why here it is saying as media omitted. Okay. Then all the words over here, which are the words which are most frequently used, are being marked or bolded, and which are very lessly used, they have been given yellow color over here. Okay, so that is word cloud. And then most common words which have been used. Then the next segment is emoji analysis. Then a monthly timeline. Okay, how much was the group active from 2018 to present. And then activity maps, that is the most busiest day, most busiest month, and all. So these are just basic analysis, basic kind of analysis which we can do. And there are to it you can add a much more analytical tool, like you can also say which user gets the most number of replies, which user was the one who is always currently active, who was most active, and many other things also you can add up to this. So this is just a basic overview of this WhatsApp chat analysis project. I hope you enjoyed the overview, and looking forward for coding up this. Thank you. Hi. So in the last video we saw the overview of the project. So in this video we will start off by looking at a small video which I made, which showcases how we can kind of download the data from our WhatsApp chat group. So here the video goes. So just observe this video will be posted as well. Open the WhatsApp call and then select on the icons, more, export chat. Now over here what is to be done is just move a little bit back. Yeah, export yep. Over here we can either choose without media or include media. So in the overview I said that if I include media, the processing becomes a little bit difficult. So in order to not include media stuff, because media is all about like you send images, you may send videos, sometimes you may send very long videos. So kind of processing that kind of big chunk files is not that easy. So we would not be using it. We would be using without media option only here, so that we will be looking for text analysis only. Okay, so we would be selecting without media. Just make sure that you select without media, otherwise this will not work. Okay, just use without media. So yes, clicking on without media, it will initialize the text chat file, and then it will showcase some options. As you can see over here, it has showcased some options here, like mail, telegram, WhatsApp, some files, and then you can simply send it to your mail like this. Okay, send it to your personal mail or anyone, wherever you want to send, you can send it, and then you can collect the data from there. So this is all about data source, how we can collect the data source files and integrate them, and then kind of get it over here. And where is that? This is the one which I downloaded. This is the one which was the chat of my class group, and then we can start coding up in the next video. Thank you. So in the last video we saw how we can download the data from our WhatsApp chat, and then we can download it from our mail. We can export that chat to our mail or WhatsApp or whatever source it is, and then download it and then keep it in a project folder. So the thing which I wanted to focus over here is about the directory structure. Okay, so it's about the directory structure which I'll be talking about here. So directory structure is very important in these kind of analytical process. Okay, if we want to maintain a steady code, or if we want to maintain something known as readable code, we need to kind of be active or kind of be knowing about the directory structure here. So in WhatsApp text analysis, there are various features which we will be talking about. Okay, so it would be a tedious task if I just write it in a single file as abc.py, and over here we start writing the code and let it be till 10,000 lines or more, and then it gets confusing even if we are writing comments or macros or anything. Okay, it becomes tedious and it becomes frustrating. So what we will be doing is we will be creating 3 separate files for our main processing. So the main files are app file, where the entire application resides, the UI and the main logic. Okay, UI plus logic. Okay, and then we have pre-processing file, which is responsible for doing all kind of text pre-processing in our project. And then we have the stats file, which is responsible for showcasing all our plots. So this function will compute all the plots and will return and all the functions will be called from the main file, which is nothing but the app file, where the UI has been integrated. Okay, so all the calls will be called from the main file through these files. Actually, in these files we'll be mentioning some functions, and we will be importing these functions into this file. So as we can see over here, we are having the app.py file, preprocess.py file, and stats.py file. So these 3 files, they have their own functions. You can see get string, preprocess, get time and date. Okay, so whenever a package actually is published, these all functions are linked in this way only, in a package, in a Python package or a Java package, whatever it be. We have fetch stats, we have fetch busy user, create word cloud, get common words, get emoji statistics, get monthly timeline, activity map, week activity map. So in stats we are having a lot of functions which we will be using, and these all files will be called from here. See, import stats, import preprocess is this file name. The only thing is these 3 files must be present in the same folder. It should not be present in other folders also. The directory must be same. And what about the project structure now? So in the project structure, we will be working on 4 main categories here. You can add many categories as per your requirement, but I will be basically in this project I will be working on 4 main parts. Project structure. So first part is normal counts, which we will find. Second part is we will be making the most common words which are used, that is using word cloud. And then we would do emoji analysis. After emoji analysis, we can go around, we can add activity maps, like who were the most busy users, what is the activity timeline for a particular month, for a particular year, for a particular week, how many messages were passed among these, and all. So these are just 4 main things which I will be focusing on in this project. As this is a text based thing, you can add a lot of NLP features also onto it and make up, and you can kind of make it as on a large scale. Okay, but for now, as this is a text analytics project, so I would be I'll be focusing on these 4 types primarily, and then if there are any addition to it, I'll be discussing it in the videos coming up. So if we just see once our demo, I'll just show you what all kind of things, as I already showed in my previous videos about this, but still I'll be showcasing it so that it's clear with the project structure. Okay, So these are nothing but the counts which I just shared. This is nothing but the count, right? And the most busy users comes under this count only. Because of the count only, we can say who are all the busy users and all. And this is the word cloud. So word cloud means the most number of words which are being used in the chat. Most common words also come under this only. Then we have emoji analysis, and then we have the monthly timeline and activity maps. These come under this activity only. Monthly timeline and activity maps. So in monthly timeline, you can add monthly timeline, or you can even add yearly timeline. You can even add weekly timeline as well. You can add many features if you want. Okay, but this is just a basic overview of how we will be coding this from scratch. At least these 4 features we will be coding from scratch. If you are perfect in these 4 features, then you can add, or you will automatically add all the other features as per your requirement only. It is self-explanatory of that. It is very simple. Do follow the code which I'll be sharing, and also I'll be making the videos for coming up videos. I'll be making videos for the coming up status, and we will be working with this whole thing, and we would be understanding each line by line what it is doing and all. So till then, you do practice and be safe. Hi. So in the last video we saw that we would be covering, or we had covered the directory structure, and we concluded that we would be coding 4 sections here. One is the normal stats, that is the count section. Next comes the word cloud section. After that comes the emoji analysis. Then comes the monthly timeline section, and then the activity maps, where we will showcase the activity of users. So these were all the 4 sections which we came across, and which we said that we would be working on them. And here is the code. So app.py is the main file through which everything is gonna work. You can say that this is a central hub of our project. So for making things neat and clean, we defined 2 more files, that is preprocess.py and stats.py, where we defined our various methods like get time and date, get string, preprocess, and fetch statistics, fetch by users, create word cloud, get common words, get emoji stats, and everything from this. So so that the code structure becomes neat and clean, let's start up with app.py. So we'll be importing all the dependencies like streamlit, preprocess. This preprocess is this file name itself. RE is for regular expressions. Stats is the file name. So from this file name, we have defined several functions, and we will be using those functions. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, then numpy as np. Once all the dependencies are imported, then we will say st.sidebar title. We can see the title over here. This is nothing but sidebar. So this is nothing but our sidebar, right? This is our sidebar, and the title of the sidebar is WhatsApp chat analyzer, right? So st.sidebar title. Then upload file is equals to st.sidebar.file uploader. So this file uploader function is responsible for this. So you will get this widget over here, drag and drop file here up to 200 MB per file. So this browse file option, if you want, we have to set up this sidebar.file uploader. We have to call the sidebar.file uploader. It is present inside the Streamlit package only. Now if you did not select any file, that means it is none. But if you select any file, that means it is not none. So we are interested in files in which we have selected. Okay, so if uploaded file is not none, bytes data is equals to uploaded file dot get value. So whatever file you have uploaded, you are extracting the text from that. That is the meaning of this upload file dot get value, and that you are saving into a variable known as bytes data. Now you are converting the byte code to the text file by using bytes data dot decode utf-8. whatever text file you have extracted, that you are decoding into an UTF-8 format. Okay, then sending the file data to preprocess function for further functioning. Now df is nothing but data frame is equals to preprocess. This preprocess is nothing but this file, and inside that file there is a method named as preprocess, this method. So we are calling that method from here. So let's check what that method is. So def preprocess data. So here this is a very big, very big regular expression code. So what is this is, this regular expression is saying that /d means character, either 1 or 2 characters, then you give a slash, then again you consider 1 and 2 characters, then you consider 2 to 4 characters, then a /s, then /d 1 to 2 characters, then /d 2 characters, /s. So this kind of pattern is very this kind of pattern is used to split data of this kind. If I have this data over here, just see here. So this if you can observe this, so what will happen in this is, let's say that I'll consider this part. For example, I'll consider this part. Okay, this part is considered. We'll go to preprocess.py and we will paste it here. Okay, now what is this regular expression talking? This regular expression is saying /d represents number 1 to 2. There can be one number or more than one number. So here we are having how many numbers, sorry, how many digits? I'm sorry, that is digits. It is 1, 2. This d means digit, or okay, so it can have either 1 or 2 digits. So how many digits are we having here? 2 digits. So it is valid. Then after that, what we are having? We are having a slash. So slash. Then after that, what we are having? We can have either 1 digit or 2 digit. So we are having 2 digits here. Okay. Then what we are having? D2, 4. So sometimes instead of 18, it could have been also 2018. Who knows in what format the text gets downloaded from your WhatsApp file? We don't know that. So we need to take in that also into consideration. So for maximum it can take up to 4 digits. For minimum it can take up to 2 digits. Here we are having 2 digits, so it worked for us. So this is used for separating the date. This pattern is used for separating the date. After that, /s, that is nothing but the space. After this comma, what we are having? We are having a space, right? So that's the reason we have included this space. Then we are having /d. Then this is nothing but what? This is nothing but time. So in time also, /d 1, 2. This can either be 20.09, or this could also be, for example, if it was 9 in the morning, then this would have been 09, or in some cases it could have only been 9. But here it was 29. So 2 digits at max, and at minimum 1 digit. So that is why D 1, 2. Okay. Then what is separating them? This is separating. This character is separating. So colon. Then again /d. It can be either 1 digit or 2 digits. No need. It cannot be a 1 digit. It is always 2 digits. So this is always fixed as 2 digits only. So 2 digit in the sense you cannot have time like 0. This is an invalid time, right? So either it is 00, or it is 01, or it is 02. This cannot go more than 60, right? 60 is not possible. This is the last possible thing. After 59 we get 00. That is also a double digit number only. So that is taken into consideration, and we have to be careful here. So we have to take 2 digits over here, not D 1, 2. Just be careful over here. It is always 2. So that is why this D2 is there. And then after that, what we are separating, then after that there is a string. Okay, this string, we are separating that string with dash. So dash. So after this there is some string. This is this white space. After that white space we are having some other string. Got it? So what is happening is, this date is being one part. Before comma, this is being one part. After comma, from space, that is from this to this, this is being another part of the string, and from this to this, sorry, after dash to this, that is another part. So what we are extracting in this with this following pattern, we are splitting the string into 3 dimensions. One is the date, one is the time, and other is the text message. So for that this pattern is used. This pattern is very important. Okay, so I hope this pattern made sense. So let's move ahead and see messages is equals to read.split pattern comma data. Okay, so see what I said, pattern comma data. So data is coming from where? Data is coming from app.py, right? Data over here, this is nothing but the text data which we have imported, right? From this sidebar.upload file. Here we will be uploading a file, right? And from that file, this file WhatsApp chat 2018, that file gets uploaded. That file gets uploaded, then values of that file are extracted. That file gets decoded into UTF-8 format, and the data which has been decoded is sent as a function to is sent as a parameter in the preprocess function, which is defined in the preprocess library. Here the data came. Now read.split pattern of data. Now this is messages. So as I said, what this will separate into 2 parts. This is 0th index, and this will be the first index. So I want after the first index, what is the thing I want that. So after first index, this is the thing. After first index, what I have, this is the message. So for messages, this is the command. Then for dates, what is the thing? Read.find all pattern comma data. So data, this is nothing but the date. Okay, so this thing is separator over here, and also this thing is separator over here. There are 2 separators. So once we have our messages and dates apart, we kind of make a data frame of it. We kind of make a dictionary of user messages as messages and message date as dates. After we make this dictionary, we embed this dictionary, we convert this dictionary to a pandas data frame. Fine. Okay. Then after what we do, we see df of message date is equals to df of message date dot apply lambda text get time date text. Okay, so this function we will be looking, this function is little bit big, so we'll continue in the next video by defining all these functions. Okay, till then you do practice the regular expressions and try to explore more on this regular expression so that you are comfortable with this. In the last video I discussed about this particular pattern of regular expressions, and we created a data frame till here. Now we have to apply the get time and date function on this message date. So for better understanding of this, I created a Jupyter notebook so that it's easy to understand and kind of easy to recollect and to cope up with, right? So this all things is what I explained before. So once we get this data, this is how the data looks. I have just shown in the last video how the data was, and then I explained this regular expression in the last video, and here is the notation of this, and then we all saw how we have to split this string, right? So yes, so if we just look at the messages here, messages were separated as this messages, right? I think so. I didn't execute the cell. Yep, now I executed it. Messages, if I just shift enter, yeah, so you see that messages got separated and the date got separated, the date and time got separated and message got separated, right? Till there we saw how this was working, and everything was working good till there. So we separated the messages and dates, and then we created a data frame of messages and dates. Now we have to, what we have to do is we have to apply a function where we can separate date and time, like this. We want to make a function where we can separate date and time. So for example, our string is this is just a dummy example. So if we split the string at this comma, we will get date separately and we will get this entire thing separately. Okay, so date and time is nothing but string of 0 is nothing but date, string of 0 is nothing but date, and string of 1 will be nothing but this, including spaces and hyphens as well. Then I will split the time on hyphen. So I will split the time on hyphen means this will become one part and this will become one part. I do not want any white spaces. So what I will do, I will strip it up. So when I strip it up, all the white spaces will be truncated. And when I print the date and time, I will get the date and time as shown. 16, 8, 10 and this. So nothing but this whole thing I will define in a function and I will make it as generic. I will make this as generic. Okay, just see this. So def get time and date, it will take string as a parameter and then it will split the string on comma. Then we will get two parts of it. One we will get date and then we will get time. Then what we will do is we will assign date and time as string of 0 and string of 1, because split function will return a list of words. Then we will split the time on this hyphen. So when we split this time on the hyphen, this part will be 1 and this part will be another. So what we need is we need to strip up all the white spaces so that there is no white space left. So we will strip that up and then we will, as these both date and time are strings, we will join them and we will return them. So this is all about this function. So this function is declared. Now pandas df is equals to pandas.dataframe, that is nothing but pd.dataframe user messages message. Just now we saw how messages were and we declared it as user messages and then message dates to be dates, which are nothing but these dates, right? So once we get the dates, once we get this data frame, as I said that we need to get the time and date separately, we define another column here, that is nothing but message date, that is equals to df of message date, that is equal to df of message date dot apply lambda text get time and date text. So this is nothing but kind of a loop. Lambda function is nothing but a kind of an in place loop. So for every text in, so what does this lambda text mean? For every text in this message date, apply this function. Okay, so for every text in this lambda text, message date, apply this lambda function, that is nothing but get time and date text. So after doing that, we will rename the column and then df.head would look something like this. If I just execute this, df.head would look something like this. So what I did is I copied this from here, I pasted here. That is it, nothing else. Okay, so and what I did is I copied this thing and I pasted here. I didn't do df.head because I don't want to see the data frame, because I already saw how the data frame looks here. So this is basically the production code and this is basically for us to understand clearly. Okay, so now what happens is we have cleared till here. Okay, now we want usernames separately and messages we want separately, right? We want users separately and messages separately. So how we have to check whether users how we have to separate the users from the user messages. So for that, let's visualize our user messages. So if we see user messages here, we have this most of the users, they before the colon we are having the username and after the colon we are having the message of the user, a message which the user posted in the group. So that's what I have written. If we observe the user message, we find that the username is attached with the user message. So I need to get rid of this. For that I will use the concept of regular expression. Sample of regular expression output is space username and then the message of the user. So here we can see that username is at index 1 and message is at index 2. Sometimes it happens that we get the group notification also. So for that we have to use this case accordingly. So what we are doing is, it's very simple now. I'll take this example here. Okay, let's say that I'll take this example. For example, I took this. Okay, now what I am doing is, for every message in df of user messages, this is nothing but series only, no? So this is nothing but, this is iterable, no? Yes, it is iterable. So I am running a for loop. For every message in df of user message, I am defining a regular expression here. What is this specific regular expression doing? That is very important now. Just see what this regular expression is doing. Okay, so this part before colon /w and this. Okay, so this part is responsible for getting the name of the user. So as I said that before colon, whatever is present is the name of the user, or the name of the is the name of the user, or whatever is the thing, right? Whoever has posted it, that is the thing. So before colon, this regular expression is important in order to extract the name of the user. After colon, whatever the message is, I want that. So that is nothing but slashes, that is represented with slashes. So I am doing that regular expression and I am passing the message. Then for if entry of 1 colon, what does this mean? Why did I write entry of 1 colon? Why didn't I write only entry? Because here I mentioned that there is group notification as well. So in group notification, there is no user who is giving some kind of message. It's only the group notification. So it doesn't have any kind of user link to it. So that is why I need the user information separately, and I want the message of the I want the user name separately, and I want the message of the user separately. That is why if entry of 1 colon, that means if the length of the entry is greater than 1, then only you enter. So users.append entry of 1, messages.append entry of 2. So we get the name of the user, and then we get the name of the we get the message of the user which he or she posted, right? So this is possible only when the length of entry is greater than 1, right? If the length of entry is less than 1 or equal to 1, it's a group notification. By default, it's a group notification. So users.append group notification, there is no message linked to it, right? So what we are doing, df of user is equals to users, df of message is equals to messages. So if we just see how this looks, yeah. So I just commented this part of the text. We'll look later what this text does. For now, we'll see how this works. So if I hit on df.head, it will show me this. Just see that this was a group notification. We successfully separated the username and the text of the user which he posted in the group. He or she posted in the group, right? So till here it is clear, right? So what I am doing is I am copying this and I am pasting here users, messages and everything. Till here I will paste, correct? From line number 34 to line number 49, that code I explained here, which is nothing but line number 20 to line number 37. From here I copied and I pasted. Okay, I copied and I pasted from line number 32 to line number 49. Copy and paste, that's it. So if you're not understanding anything, better you use Jupyter Notebook, you explore and then you type it into production directly. Okay, so once this is done, what is the next thing? The next thing is what I commented here. Now def get string. Okay, now what is this inline function doing here? This inline function is nothing but it is separating this /n from this message. You can see this /n which is coming up, right? So it is separating that slash n basically. Okay, so let's see how it is separating that slash n. Okay, so I am saying text dot split slash n of 0. So what is basically happening is, if this is the text, if this is the text, for example, if this is the text, so what is happening when you split that slash n? So this will be two parts here. So this will be one part and this will be another part. Okay, this will be one part of the string and this will be other part of the string. Understood? So that is what this function is doing. Small function, that's it. And then even if we don't write that function, it's okay, we can pass it directly into this lambda function only. That is nothing but text. For every text dot split slash n of 0. We can directly keep it that also here. What I mean to say is, directly copy this, copy and paste it over here instead of that function name. Once we get that, you drop this user messages, because we separated the user and the message of the user. Now we are having more clean data than this. So we'll drop this user messages and then we will select whatever columns we want. We want the message column, we want the date column, and we want the user column, and then we will rename the columns accordingly. After all of that, if I do execute this cell, the data frame will result in this way. That is nothing but, first we will get messages, then we will get date, and then we will get user. Message, date, user, right? So the same thing I am copying, Control C, and I am pasting here. Where? Over here, from line number 51 to line number 57. Pasting. That's it, nothing else. So in this video we covered two functions, that is this get string and this get time and date function. So in the next video we'll look about the only date, only year, only month, day name, hour, minute, and everything. Till then, do practice more on regular expressions and make yourself comfortable in this, because regular expressions are the key for text processing and natural language processing as well. So in the last video we saw how we are separating the name of the user and the message of the user. We saw how we separated date and time from the main string, and how we deleted that main string, and all of them we first practiced here, and then we copied them, and then simultaneously we did our things in the deployment stage or the production functions as well, production files as well. So this pre-process app and all, these are all the production files where we cannot visualize anything. We can, but it is not clear. It will not be that clear as compared to Jupyter notebooks. Okay, so now we will be focusing on converting this date time into various another features. Like we are having this date time now over here. For example, this is the date time, right? For example, this is thing. Okay, so here we are having time, here we are having hours, here we are having minutes, here we are having date, here we are having month, here we are having year. So there are so many things which we can extract from this, right? So we will be working on that. So how we will be going on is we will first convert this into a date time object in pandas data frame by using pandas.toDateTime. Okay, so first what we will do, we will use pandas.toDateTime function, and we will pass this df of date, and then we will say .dt.date. so dt is nothing but date time, and from that date time I need the date. Okay, so only date, how it will look like is like this. In the date time function, it will just convert this everything 160818 into this format. It will convert, that is year, month, and date format. So the format of conversion will be year, month, and date. Okay, so in that format this will convert only date. And then once we have this only date. Now we are interested in the year. Okay, so we will use the same toDateTime function, and then we will say, instead of dt.date we will say dt.year. For month we will say dt.month. For month name we will say dt.monthName function. Okay, dt.monthNum, that is nothing but number, month number, and month name if we want we will say dt.month. And if we want the day we will say dt.day, so 16. If we want the day name we will say dt.dayname. Everything is same till here, everything is same. After the dot, after the dt dot, parameters are changing. If we want date we will get date in format of year, month, date. If we want the year we will do dt.year. If we want month we will do dt.month. But note that this will return the number of the month. Like August is 8th month, September is September is 9th month, October is 10th month, like that. If we want the name of the month we will use this dot month name method. If we want the day we will use dot day. If we want the name of the day we will use dot day name. If we want the hour we will use hour. If we want the minute we'll use minute. If we want seconds also you can write seconds also. Okay, there's no problem in it. So till now, as I said in the starting, we want this date, we want the month, the number, we want the month name, we want the year, and we want the hour, we want the minute. So that all we extracted here. And if I execute this, I'll get the same result. Just 1 minute, it will take little bit time to process, and here we go. Only date. This date function is there, no? This date function we pre-processed, we gathered a lot of insight, and we generated how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns we generated from this. So we will drop this off now. We don't require this. Okay, so this thing I'm copying. I'll copy this and I will paste it in the production code. Where? Over here, from line number 60 to line number 74. I'll paste it here. Okay, once I paste it, my data frame is ready. Now you see my data frame is crystal clear. Now from this I can do a lot of analysis. Okay, I got the date, I got only date, month, year, August, I got the message, I got the user who sent the message. Everything is present now, and now I am ready for now the pre-processing is done of the text. I have extracted many features. Now it's the time for analysis. So for that we will be moving ahead to the stats file. So this is the end of the pre-processing of the text. Then we will simply return this data frame. So this data frame will come here. Okay, so if you want to display data frame in Streamlit, you can use this st.dataframe.df. It will show the data frame. It will show something like this. This data frame, this kind of data frame it will show, but it will display. Okay, you can visualize data frames on Streamlit. It will look good, but it will take little bit time to compute. So that is the reason why I shifted to Jupyter Notebook, to showcase what each and every line of the code is doing basically. Okay, so yeah, so till then do explore the pandas datetime function a lot. Thank you. So in the last video we completed the pre-process file. We completed this pre-process function exploration. We saw how we can we got a lot of insights, how we generated a lot of insight from the raw text, which was just a message where the username, the time, the date, everything was crumbled, and we kind of made it into a good looking data frame like this, now, and good looking data frame like this. And then we decided that we would be working on the analysis of this now. So to start with, what I said this, we will be fetching the unique users first. So when we do for any data frame df of users.unique.toList, we get the list of users, and that list of users where we have I have showcased this over here. You can see this when I click on overall, I get the list of users, right? These users are all generated with the help of what you know, right? These users are generated with the help of this function only, df of users.unique.toList. So this will convert into a list, and we will get all the names of the users in a list. Then after that we will be removing the group notification, because group notification is not a user. We will be removing the group notification. Then we will sort the things in an ascending order. We will sort them, and then what we will do is we will include overall. This will be responsible for showcasing the overall group chat analysis. Okay, so at the first index we can see that over here, if I just showcase you, if I just don't click anything, by default it is overall. That means the 0th index is overall. So how that is possible? We inserted at 0th index overall. User list dot insert at 0th index, insert the text known as overall. So overall is responsible for showcasing the overall chat group analysis. Now for selecting a user, selected user is equals to st.sidebar.select box. So what does this mean is, when I click this button is nothing but responsible for sidebar. Okay, so that is nothing but this st.sidebar. st.sidebar means this. When you click this st.sidebar.select box, so st.sidebar.select box, so this is a select box. From this you have to select something. That is nothing but a select box. So from that select box, whatever you selected, for example you selected overall. By default it is overall, so it is showing WhatsApp chat analysis for overall. If I selected some number, some let's say that this guy, I selected that, and it is running now for it. Okay, so you see that I selected this guy's name, and you see his name got printed over here. So how that is getting printed? That is getting printed because of this text, show analysis with respect to, comma, WhatsApp chat analysis for selected user. So this is the title of the entire web page. So selected user is what? Jagus. So WhatsApp chat analysis for Jagus has been displayed. Okay, so that is what is the thing. Now if someone clicks on st.sidebar.button, so I said what? Sidebar is nothing but this st.sidebar.button. What name button has? Show analysis. The button name is show analysis. If someone clicks on this show analysis, I should display the statistics of this person Jagus. Now it will take a little bit time, and it will display all the statistics with respect to only Jagus. So Jagus only gave 162 messages, 479 words, 27 medias that person shared, and total links shared is 4. And most of the messages this person deleted, and his roll number was 1297. That is why this number came most. And these are all the most common words which this person used. These are all the emojis which this person used, and this is the monthly timeline of the person, and this is the activity map of that person. So everything comes around. So when someone hits on show analysis, this everything will display, otherwise it will not display. So this if point completes entire code. So this line number 48 is very important. Okay, so moving ahead, we want to get the stats of the selected user from the stats script. So this is the stats script over here. We need to get the information. What kind of information? In the first video I said that we want this media we want the counts section first. So for that info, that is nothing but the stats of the selected person only. Okay, so what I will do is I will call this in the stats file. There is one function known as fetch stats. So I will call that fetch stats function from here. This is nothing but this, wherein I am passing the selected user, which is nothing but this selected user, whoever is selected. For example, Jagus was selected, so selected user I am passing, and the data frame I am passing. So from where did I get the data frame? What kind of data frame? In the previous video we discussed about this pre-process function. It returned the data frame, right? So selected user and the data frame, both I am passing here. So selected user and data frame I am passing into the stats.py fetch stats function. So when I see what this stats function is doing is all nothing but it's very simple, it's very easy to learn, it's very easy to understand. Just focus here. So if selected user is not equals to overall, then df is equals to df of user is equals to selected user. That means if your selected user is not overall, then I need the statistics of a particular person. So who is the particular person in this case? Jagus is the particular function. So is my selected user overall? No, it is Jagus. So this condition is false. This condition is false or true? This condition is true, because here we are having not equal to, and Jagus is not equal to overall. So this condition is true. It will come inside df of user is equals to selected user. So this line, what does it do? This line gets the data of user Jagus only. For example, if I showcase in the Jupyter notebook, it will be more clear. Showcase in the Jupyter notebook, it will be more clear. So if I'm saying this, and if I say that the user is the user is Jagus, so 162 rows I am getting. So the messages also were 162 only. Okay, so like this data frame I will get with respect to this particular user. That is what this is doing. So data frame is equals to that, and then num messages is equals to df dot shape of 0. So if you do df of shape of 0, you will get this 162. Okay, and then words is equals to, I need to count the words, right? So for message in df of message, words dot extend messages dot split. What this is doing is, over here, see the same code I have written. Words is equals to, for message in df of messages, words dot extend messages message dot split. So what this extend function will do is, for example, this is a message. Okay, the next message it will extend with it so together it will be this. I'll show you the difference between append and extend here. In append, what will happen is these two will be different. But in extend, this two will become like this. This comma will go off, and this will become one whole text. So in this we can count the number of words. Okay, so that is the reason why we use extend function. Words dot extend messages dot split. When I am using messages dot split, what it is doing is it is splitting the messages with respect to the spaces. Messages dot split will return a list, and in that list I am extending the word. So if you see the words over here, you will understand the things clearly. So if you just see the words, see, this is what I was talking about. Okay, so that word count is nothing but length of list. Yes or no? Yes. So now the next thing is we will count the number of media files which are shared. So as I said that in the starting video, we are excluding the media. So when we are excluding the media, the text which is appeared over there is media omitted. So df of message is equals to media omitted. If we just see this, how this works, it will be clear. If I see this, if I click here, so just see, when the message is media omitted and the user is Jagus, so I need that. Okay, so it's just like normal SQL also. You can just click, you can just kind of integrate this. So if this is the case, and you can write and over here, and then inside that bracket you can write this query as well. So it's just like SQL pandas. Okay, if you just write this, you will get the media files which are shared by Jagus. Okay, there's little bit of error which I am getting. So basically this thing should okay, so I think, and df of user, and df of user is Jagus, and this Yeah, so just a little bit of syntax change. We see that the name of the user is Jagus, and then the media is omitted by that person. That means this is a media file with this Jagus person shared. So how many did he shared? If we just click on the count, we will get the answer here. Okay, so 27 files he shared. So is it 27? Yes, 27 files were shared with him. So that is what this is doing. Media omitted means counting the number of media files shared. Then for the counting the links shared, there is one function which is named as find URLs. Okay, what this function is, find from URL extract, import URL extract, and extract is equals to URL extract. So this URL extract is basically used for extracting the URLs in HTTPS format. This will provide a very good result. But if you don't know about this, you can use regular expressions also. No problem at all. You can say that when the string starts from HTTPS dot, if the string starts with HTTPS, that means that is a media link. I want the link of that thing. Okay. So extract dot find URLs. So I said no, extract URL extract is a class, and I am instantiating that class with an object named as extract, and in that class there is one function which is named as find URLs, which will take this message. So now this df of message is nothing but a list of messages. So for I am iterating in those list of messages, and for each list of messages I am saying if there are any URLs, you kindly extend that into my links list. Okay, if there are any URLs, you kindly append that, you kindly extend it into my links list. That is what the main idea of that function is. Then what I am returning the number of messages, which is nothing but what, df.shape of 0. Then I am returning the length of the words, which is nothing but the number of words which the user has written. Then the number of the media links with the user, number of media which the user has shared, total number of words which the user shared, then the media shared, then the total links shared, that is nothing but len of links. So this all I am returning from this function. Which function is this? Fetch stats. By this we complete the first part, that is nothing but getting the counts of the user chat. Okay, so I hope you understood this, and you should code it simultaneously side by side so that it's more clear to you, and one should always explore on more. Maybe there may be some updations which can be done. Till then, thank you. Hi. So in the last video we saw how the fetch stat function is returning these four things, that is the number of messages, length of words, number of media omitted, that is the number of media files shared by the particular user, and the number of links shared by the particular user. So we want an interface something like this, right? So we got these values, but how do we integrate those values in this UI? So that we will see now. So from this function, that is this fetch stats, which takes selected user and data frame as an input, is returning four things. That is the number of messages sent by the user, the number of words which are used by the user, total number of words in the entire chat of the user, and then the number of media links shared, that is images, videos, GIFs, whatever, and then the number of links shared by the user. So these four things are returned in this by this fetch stats function, and they are returned where? The function is called from app.py, which is the center hub of everything. So over here stats.fetchstat is called, and over here we get the four things which are to be returned from the stats.fetchstats. So this fetchstats function, it is returning four things. Okay, so this function is returning four things, and we are storing those four things in this respectively. Now what we are saying is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 is equals to st.beta columns. Okay, so this st.beta columns is nothing but this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, and this is column 4. As simple as that. So as we are having four variables, the data is stored in these four variables. We need to display them. So as there is a count of 4, so I am making a 4 column row. Okay, then with column 1, what is the column 1? This is the column 1 over here, which is given. With column 1, st.header total messages. So the st.header, streamlit.header. So header of this column is nothing but total message, and in the next row we are printing the title, that is nothing but the number of messages. So what is the number of message? 9203. So similarly with call to we will display the words, total number of words, and we will display the words count. Then with call 3 is storing what? Media omitted, that is the number of media files shared, we are storing it. Then we are having links. So with call 4 st.header, total number of links shared, st.title links. This is self-explanatory and it's similar to what a bootstrap form looks like. Okay, so this thing only. With call 1 total messages as the header, and then the number of messages. With call 2 total number of words as the header and the count of the words. With call 3 total number of with call 3 header as media shared, and then the count of the media shared. With call 4 total number of links shared and the count of the links shared. That's it. We end up by the column. We end here by the this fetch stats function, and this ends our count dashboard. Now we will find the busiest user in the group. So we completed this. Now we see that our next task is find busy users. So for finding busy users, what I am saying, if selected user is overall, okay, if selected user is overall, dividing the space into two columns. First column is the bar chart and second column is a data frame representing. So over here, first column is this, that is a bar chart, and second column is a data frame. See, you can expand this and you can see it also. There's no worry here. Even for this also you can do. You can expand this and you can see the graph. Okay, so it is user friendly. So what it is showing, st.title as most busy users, and then there is a function known as fetch busy user, which is defined in which file? Stats.py file. So let's go to stats.py file. Let's go to fetch busy users. So fetch busy user is where? Over here. So the control comes over here. Let's see what the control is. So df is equals to df of user, not equals to group notification. So we want the busiest users. We do not want group notification to be our user, right? So we are excluding the group notification tuple. Wherever there is group notification, you exclude that, and whatever is there except group notification, you store it into this data frame. So that is this meaning. Okay, count is equals to df of user dot value counts dot head. So this is nothing but what? This count data frame is nothing but responsible for what? This count data frame is responsible for this thing. Okay, then what? pd.data_frame df of user dot value counts divided by df dot shape of 0 star 100. So basically we are finding the percentage of the user who are the most busiest. We see over here that Asha ma'am is like the most busiest user. 10.31% she is active all the time, like almost like after within so many people, 10% or more than 10% she is active every time. 10% of the time she is active in the group every day. But other people, if you see the stats of other people, they are almost like 4-3. They're not that active, but Asha ma'am is very active in the group. So that is the representation of this. Okay, df of user dot value counts, we divide those value counts by the shape, that is nothing but the total number of rows, and then this is actually a float value, right? So we need to convert into percentage, so we multiply it by 100, so we get the percentage. Okay, so this is nothing but the new df, and count is nothing but the top 5 users basically. So we see Asha ma'am, this number, Ravi Raju sir, Chinmay and Meet, these are the most 5 busiest users. Okay, and here also we can see Asha ma'am, Ravi Raju sir, Chinmay, Meet, and this number. These 5 users are the most commonly or the most active users in the group, or the most busiest users in the group. So this is their count of messages. This is the count of their messages, or we can say these many times these users have appeared in the group, or they have chatted in the group. So that is nothing but this function which fetch busy users is doing. So fetch busy user will return what? Fetch busy user will return two data frames. One is this count and one is this new df. So this new df, it consists of what? New df consists of the percentage activity of a particular user. Okay, percentage activity of a particular user. So this data frame, if you see, this is a percentage activity of all the users basically. Okay, so Asha ma'am is like almost like 10.3145% active every single day in the group, or we can say that she posts messages very frequently. Then we have Chinmay, we have Meet, we have Raviraj sir, who are the most other users who are more active in the group. So this function, it returns two data frames, one is count and one is no df. And where it returns, from where it was called, it was called over here, where here stats.fetch busy users. So we get two data frames, busy count and new df. And then this is a standard matplotlib syntax. When we want to plot simultaneously two figures, when we want to plot two figures side by side, we use this syntax. We use subplots basically from matplotlib. So figure comma axis is equals to plt dot subplots. Then column 1 comma column 2 is equals to beta dot columns, st dot beta columns. Correct, because we want two things, because we are having two data frames. One is the count data frame and one is the new df, which is storing the percentage. We need two columns here, right? So that is the reason why we said st dot beta columns of 2. Previously we said st dot beta columns of 4, because we required 4 columns. Now we require 2 columns only. So call 1 comma call 2 is equals to st dot beta columns of 2. Now with call 1, ax dot bar busy count dot index, busy count dot values, color is equals to red. What is this? Y is equals to busy count dot values. As I said, that busy count is also a data frame. So busy count dot values, if I do, I will get the values in the y axis. These are the values. Okay, and what are the x axis? Busy count dot index. Now what is busy count dot index? That is nothing but the name of the persons. Okay, the name of the persons. That is awesome. This. So top 5, as from the stats library, from the fetch busy user, we are returning the top 5 busiest users in this busy count. So we are having 5 users only, and those 5 users are indices. So that is why x is equals to busy count dot index. X-axis will store the name of the users, and y-axis will store the number of messages that they are posting. Okay, the count of the number of messages that they are posting. So that is nothing but y, and color is equals to red. You can change the color according to your need. And plt.xticks rotation is equals to vertical means xticks in the sense this, the labels on the x-axis. This bar graph is there, no. This bar is there, no. Its label is what? Asha ma'am. Now because of this, xticks is equals to rotation is equals to vertical. In vertical means horizontal means like this, vertical means like this. Now why did I say vertical? Because this plot, this subplot, if I try to enlarge the figure, then I cannot fit the data frame here. The data frame will go out of the region in which I am working. So basically, if I try to expand this figure, this will come over here somewhere, and it will not look good. It will not look responsive. So for that reason, you can keep rotation is equals to 45 degrees also. So this is 90 degrees, like vertically this is 90. Over here this is 0. If it is like this, it is 0. If it comes like this, it is 90 degrees or vertical. If you want to keep 45, it will come like this. But what will happen is, as the names are bigger, there may be some overlapping which can occur. So the best possible thing was vertical only. Okay, so that is vertical. And st.pyplot. So in stream, as we are using Streamlit, we cannot write plt.plot. Plt.plot works only in matplotlib or any other IDE like Jupyter or Spider. But this is a Streamlit application, right? So we cannot use plt.plot. Instead, there is another method which is defined in Streamlit, that is pyplot. So st.pyplot of figure. If we do this, this gets plotted over here. As you can see, this gets plotted, right? So that is with column 1. This column 1 is all about the bar graph which we are seeing here, right? This is all about this bar graph. Now we want the data frame to be shown. So there is a direct function in Streamlit, that is st.dataframe. If we use directly st.dataframe, it will display the data frame as it is. And you can see, you can expand and you can check also what all, who all are the users and what all is the percentage of this and that. Okay, so you can explore on this. So that is all about this that is all about this most busy users, and how we integrated the count which we extracted from the stat fetch stats function, and then integrating it with the UI, and then working on with the most busy users, plotting the bar graph and the data frame, and checking how the function is working. So for this video, this is all. In the next video we'll cover about word cloud and its importance. Thank you. Hi. So in the last video we covered how we plotted the most busy users bar graph and the data frame, and also we saw that how we are integrating the counts which we are generating from the fetch stats function into this UI, Streamlit UI. Now we will be looking at the most interesting part, that is the word cloud. Now first, what is this word cloud? Let's get understanding of word cloud. Okay, so word cloud is nothing but the in a text which is the most number of occurring words that count. If we want to see in a representation, we use word clouds. Okay, so for example over here, media omitted is very much bold and it is very much visible clearly. What does this indicate? This indicates that media omitted, that means the number of media files, there are many media files which are shared in the group. That is the indication. When a particular word or a group of words are very boldly highlighted, that means that particular thing is appearing too much in the text messages or too much in the whole chat. For example, we see that security code also. So there are few users who will change their private security code again and again. So there will be a notification in the group that so and so person changed their privacy security code. You can also tap to change it like that. Okay, then we see that there is one word which is known as this KK. Okay, this KK is very rarely used. That is why it is over here, and it is like very not that darkly highlighted. It is in very light color. We can also see this pay. Okay, we can also see this pay, this HTTPS. So word cloud, this last. So the word cloud says basically the whole point of word cloud is to know what are all the important words, or sorry, not important, what are all the most commonly used words in the group chat or any personal chat as well. Okay, so for that reason we will use word cloud. Now how to plot that word cloud? So first what we are doing is we are setting the title st.title of word cloud. So what is the title came over here, st.title, that is word cloud. Okay, after that we are saying df image is equals to stats.create word cloud. Now again we have to go to the stats file which is over here, stats file, and then we have to we have to look up for which function did it call. It called for create word cloud function. Now if you hover over here, this create word cloud function, you will notice something here. Okay, so this create function is taking selected users and data frame as input, and the function is defined over here in the stats file. Now when we expand this, we see this. Okay, so what we have to do here, it says that if selected user is not equals to overall, again and again I am saying this, by default we are selecting overall only. If you want to look for any particular user, for example over here, if I click on the sidebar, by default it is overall only. But if you want to look for some particular user, let's say that I select this particular user, like let's say that I'm selecting this Chinmay, for example, I'm selecting Chinmay. Okay, so for that particular user, what will happen? Let's see. It is running a little bit because it has to, what this computation is happening in back of the scenes, that df of user is equals to selected user. Because selected user is not equals to overall, then this will get executed, right? So what data frame will come? The data frame will consist the records of Chinmay only, not all the users, only of Chinmay particularly. So that is the reason why here also WhatsApp chat analysis for Chinmay is there, right? WhatsApp chat analysis for Chinmay is there. Got it? Huh? So yes, and one more thing to note is that when for the most busy users and anything, that is related to the overall group status. We can see that was related to the overall group, not to the particular user. And it makes sense also. When a particular user is selected, why on earth we will look for most busiest users if we are looking for particular user, right? We will look for most busiest users in a group chat only. And when the group chat will be activated when we will look at the overall status of the group chat. But now we are not looking at the overall status, we are looking at a particular person's contribution to that group. So for that we did this show analysis with respect to Chinmay, and we hit on show analysis. So this is showing the analysis of Chinmay in the particular group. So over here selected user is Chinmay, and we will say if selected user not equals to overall, yes it is, because Chinmay is not equals to overall. So df of user double equals to selected user. Now this line, what it does is it will select all the rows, all the tuples of Chinmay only. It will not select of any other user, it will select only of Chinmay. So that we are storing into the data frame. And then there is this thing which we have to import, that is nothing but word cloud. We have to import this word cloud dependency. So how to install word cloud is very simple. If you are not having word cloud, just hit pip install word cloud. Okay, pip install word cloud. If you are already having, then this will not come this will not be an error. It will show you this requirement already satisfied. But in case if you are not having that word cloud library, you install in this manner, like pip install word cloud. Okay, so in the word cloud there is one method from word cloud import word cloud. So I am importing this word cloud. I want the width and height of the word cloud to be 500 cross 500, which is kind of this. And then I want the minimum font size to be 10 and background color to be white. So background color means what? Background color is clearly visible that it is white. And minimum font size is equals to 10 means this thing. The least recently used words must have a font size of 10. That is the meaning of min font size. So this whole thing will return a figure object. Okay, what this will return? This will return a figure object. And what we have to do is we will say word cloud.generate. So this is a word cloud class which takes in this. So this generated this background image. This generated what? This background figure. Now inside this figure we need to put the messages. No. So how will we put the message? This word cloud has an instance known as WC. Now we will see wc.generate. What we have to generate? df of message. We saw in the previous video that we are having a messages column. So df.message.str. Convert all the messages into string even though they are string. When you look at the df.info, you will not see string over there for message column. You will see it is an object. So we need to convert it into string. Once you convert it into string, then you have to concatenate it. Okay, that is the reason this cat is used. Cat in the sense concatenation, and concatenate with a space separated word. So for example, I will write Chinmay is a good girl. Chinmay is a good girl in a whole sentence I wrote. But that word cloud will not understand in that way. We have to give spaces in between. So Chinmay is one word, space. Is one word, space. Is one word, space. Good girl is another word. Or you can say if you want to give space between good and girl also you can give. So that is the reason why we are generating the text in this format. Now once we generate everything, now what we are getting after this, we are getting this figure. We are getting this image basically. So that we are storing into this data frame word cloud and we are returning it. So once it is returned, where it will be returned? It will be returned from where it was called. It was called here, right? So df image, that is nothing but this word cloud image is returned. And it is stored in this df image object. Now same thing, figure comma axis is equals to plt.subplots ax.imshow df image. Now imshow is another function in matplotlib which is required to show all the plots, which is also used to show all the figures basically. If you worked under computer vision or anything, you will be familiar with this imshow. If you worked with the MNIST dataset, there also we use this imshow function a lot. it will show it is used to display the images basically. And then as we want to display it on the Streamlit app, we have to write this st.pyplot. Always remember one thing, whenever you are working with Streamlit and you want to plot some graphs or word clouds or anything, this st.pyplot function is mandatory. If you do not mention this st.pyplot function, it will not show the graph even if it is correct. Okay, you will not get any error, you will not get anything, but the graph figure will not be shown because this function is not written, or this line is not written. If you write this line, then it will show it. So this was all about the word cloud. You explore more on word cloud, and word cloud is almost very much used in natural language processing in order to know what is the frequency of the word which is being used frequently. Okay, so till then you explore word cloud, and we'll see in the next video how to get the most common words on the chat and everything else. Thank you. Hi. So in the last video we saw how word cloud is important, and how we plotted this word cloud using this create word cloud function, and we saw how we integrated it with this st.pyplot function. Now we will move ahead with the most common words used in the chat. That is, we will be working on this graph now, most common used words. You can enlarge this and you can see. For word cloud also you could have enlarged this and you can have seen it, right? So for most common words, let's see what is the case. So most common df is equals to stats.getCommonWords. So this function, again getCommonWords, is defined in this stats file. So what it is taking as an input as, it is taking the input as selected user and data frame. As we can see over here, it is taking two inputs, that is selected user and data frame. Let's see what it gives. What is the function name? getCommonWords. So getCommonWords is over here. So let's see what this getCommonWords is doing. Fine. So yeah, one thing we have to know very well is we have to make sure that we are ignoring the stop words. Now what does this stop word mean is, the stop words here, if we see the stop words here, it is nothing but a, the, and. So these are all the most commonly used words in any chat, right? So for example, if I say for example if I say that I'm having a word like a, and the, you, hey is not a stop word, okay, and these all common articles and single letter alphabets and everything, these are all known as a stop words in a grammar or this text. Okay, so what we are doing is, we want to get rid of that first. Basically we want to get rid of that. So firstly, let me just execute this thing once again, so that it will become easy for us to track upon. Just it will take 1 minute for this to get executed completely. Just if we get the data frame, we are good to go. So yeah, so now we are at this function, that is def get top words, which is nothing but this function only, get common words only. Okay, the same function is there, I just changed the name of the function for better inference, right? So what we will be doing is, we will be looking at this. So there is one file named as stopenglish.txt. So this is nothing but a commonly used stop words file. Okay, so as you can see that adi, aaj, aap, apne, ate, ab, about, above, acha, accordingly, ain't, aisa, alove. These are all the most commonly used words which do not have any kind of meaning. So these are known as stop words. Like they are having meaning, but they are most commonly used. Why on earth we will be using it? For example, we will be using a so many times, we will be using and so many times, but they don't convey any meaning. A significant meaning is not been conveyed here, right? So we need, so these are all considered to be stop words, and in our chat we need to have stop words free. We need to have the words which give some kind of meaning. Okay, so for example, if I say that hey, you're looking beautiful, so beautiful is something like a meaning. It has, like, it conveys something like attractiveness or anything of that sort. But and though they are not conveying any kind of meaning, they are just used so that the sentences become complete. So these are all known as stop words because they are stopping the meaning of the word. As simple as that. The name is given, that's why. So we are opening that file, we are reading the content from this file in a read mode, that is why it is read, and then stop words is equals to file.read, we are reading, and then stop words is equals to stop words dot split slash n. As you can see that each and every word is separated with a each and every word is in a new line, right? So we are separating them with the slash n. So whenever I do this, I will get the list of words which are known as stop words. So I said that whenever we are using this split function, it will return a list of characters. In this case, we are splitting with new line, so I will be getting all the words one by one in a list, right? So now again, if selected user is not equals to overall, select the particular user. Otherwise, if it is overall, then do this. Temp is equals to df of user is not equals to group notification, or df of user is not equals to media omitted. Got the thing? We want to get the number of most common words used by a particular user, or most common words which are used in the overall chat. So for that, what we are doing, we do not want any kind of warning like group notification or any media which is shared by a particular XYZ person. We want the particular text which is shared by XYZ person. For example, Chinmay shared that, hey, today is Monday and you will be having some kind of labs today, so please do attend the classes. This is the message which Chinmay wants to convey, and in this we are saying that there are some kind of stop words, so we have to get rid of those stop words like and the and all, and then we will collect only the most important words. What are the most important words? Classes, attend, everyone. So these are the important words which we want. Okay, so that is the main name of this function. So so we are selecting the data frame. From this data frame, we are saying df of user not equals to group notification, or df of user is not equals to media omitted. So just give me a data frame which doesn't have any group notification and media omitted as a tuple or as a row in it. So when you do this, you will find let me try to execute this so that it will become clear a little bit. Oops. So that it becomes little clear, right? So let me do it over here. So yeah, so just if I don't use space, then it will give a problem. So temp, yeah. So see, in this we are not having any kind of media or anything. Okay, so for that we are using it. Fine. So df of user not equals to group notification, or df of this kind of thing, it is this kind of thing is used, and then words is equals to this, and for message in df of message, for word in message dot lower dot split, I am converting everything into lowercase and then I'm splitting it. If the word is not in stop words, that means the stop words list is this only. This is the list of stop words. How many stop words are we having in this? We are having some 1055 stop words. So if the particular word in a message is not in the stop word, then that word is considered to be as a word which is conveying some meaning. For example, I said Chinmay said, please attend all the classes. So classes is not a stop word. It is conveying some kind of meaning. The sentence was, please attend all the classes. So that is the message, and I am converting that message into a lowercase so that there is no case sensitivity appeared, and then I am splitting that with respect to space. By default, if I don't put anything, it is separating it with space. So the word will be, so the message will be please, comma, attend, comma, all, comma, classes. please comma attend comma all comma classes. So these are the 4 words. Now in these 4 words, what I am saying, if word is not in stop words, that means first I will check if please is in stop words. No, please is not in stop words. Then append into my list, that is words.append word. Is attend a part of stop words? No, attend is not a part of stop words. Then append into the list. Is all a part of stop words? Yes, it is a part of stop words. Do not append it because it is violating the condition. Is class is a part of stop words? No, it is not. So append into the words. So the three most meaningful words from that sentence were please, attend and classes. So in this way this particular function is working. Okay, and then we are doing and then this pd.dataframe counter of words dot most common of 20. So this counter is basically nothing but it will return a dictionary of most commonly used words. Okay, it will return a dictionary of most commonly used words, and then yes, it will display, yeah, it will display the most commonly used words, and then this will no, so the most common words are nothing but 20. So counter of words dot most common, that means which are the words which are having more frequency, top 20 most frequently occurring words. For example, you can see that this automatically gets sorted into descending order starting from 1393 to 133. So this counter will return a counter object which is a dictionary which can be directly put into a data frame, and we can get a data frame from here. So this whole function, what I did is I simply copied from here and I pasted in this most get common words function. So this is the same thing from line number 68 to line number 86. The same thing is doing. So what this function is returning? This function is returning this data frame which is known as most common. And where how to see the data frame? The data frame is seen over here. As you can see, top 20 from 0 to 19 means 20 words only. No, so these are the words which as you can see, security is not a stop word, more is not a stop word, learn is not a stop word, students is not a stop word, right? So these are all the words which are kind of not stop words, but there are few words which can be considered to be stop words like you are, but you have to manually type in if you don't want these kind of stop words, because they are not present in this. I think yes, they are not present in this. A single letter characters are not present, and that may be a little bit thing, but it is okay if you try to you can try to sort it out till 10 most commonly used words. You will not get these words anymore. Fine. So that same function I have pasted here, and this most common data frame is passed over here, that is most common df, and the same thing again, figure comma axis equals to plt dot subplots ax dot bar h. Bar h is nothing but horizontal bar graph. That is nothing but what over here we can see horizontal bar graph, something like this. This is the horizontal bar graph, right? So horizontal bar graph, plt.xtext vertical. So we need the plt.xtext to be vertical like this, 90 degrees, and then most title is nothing but the most common words. This is nothing but the title, and then st.pyplot of figure plotting the figure, that is nothing but the graph. So this is nothing but all about getting the most common words from the particular text. So in the last video we covered how do we plot this most common word bar graph. Now in this video we will talk about the emoji analysis. So for that emoji analysis, this is the thing. So emoji data frame is equals to stats.get emoji stats selected user comma data frame. So where this function is defined? In the stats file. Where is the stats file? Stats file is here, and in that stats file there is a function named as get emoji stats. So if you go and see, we have this get emoji stats. What it is taking as parameter? Selected user and data frame. So from where we are getting this selected user and data frame? We are getting from here, starting we are getting the selected user and the data frame. The data frame we got from where? Data frame we got from the pre-processing, right? Preprocessed data, which I covered already. So now for emoji analysis, get emoji stats selected user comma data frame. Let's go to this function and see what it is doing. Okay, so what is the thing is the same thing over here. If I'm looking for a particular user, that means that user is not equals to overall, so you change the data frame according to the user only. For example, if the selected user is, let's say, Chinmay, if the selected user is Chinmay, so Chinmay is not equals to overall, right? So df of user double equals to Chinmay. That means that will fetch all the records which are related to Chinmay only. It will not fetch records which are related to Asha ma'am or related to Ravi Raju or related to some XYZ person or anything. It will fetch records related to Chinmay only. So that is the case. Okay. So over here I have selected, the selected user is Chinmay only. So this emoji analysis, it is showing all the emojis which are shared by Chinmay and the count of the emojis and the percentage use of the emojis by Chinmay. Okay, so what we are doing here, emojis is a simple list. So for message in df of message, for all messages with Chinmay shared, that is nothing but loop. This loop means for all the messages with Chinmay shared, what we have to do is emojis.extend. This is a list comprehension. So what this list comprehension mean is C for C in message if C in emoji.unicode emoji en. Now we see that when we hit on Windows period, that is nothing but when we press Windows plus dot, we will see this emojis, right? Over here these emojis, they have a particular Unicode function. Okay, so if you just try to Google what this Unicode function for emojis is, you will understand the things more clear. Unicode for emojis, if you just type this Unicode for emoji in Python or Java, see, grimbing face Unicode is U plus 1F600. Okay, so grinning face with smiley eyes, that is nothing but U plus F603. Over here, if you try to print this, you will get this emojis. So these all Unicodes are there. Now there is a Python package for that. That is this emoji.unicode emoji. Okay, so emoji, we have to import emoji. If you don't have emoji, what you have to do is you have to simply do pip install emoji. You have to do pip install emoji. Okay, if you don't have emoji package, you do pip install emoji. If you are already having, this will show this will show like this, like requirement already satisfied, right? So in this emoji, there is one method which is known as Unicode emoji. So this Unicode emoji will convert the particular emoji which we are using into this kind of Unicodes. So for example, I'm considering this laughing face. So this laughing face is nothing but raffle, rolling on the floor laughing, that is raffle. So this particular emoji has a Unicode of U001F923. So this emoji is converted into this code using this function, that is nothing but using this method, that is nothing but Unicode emoji. And en means English language emojis only, or converted into English. Okay, Unicode translation must be done in English alphabets. Okay, excuse me. So this is nothing but the whole thing of emoji. Okay, so now what this list comprehension is saying is, for every message of Chinmay, you check whether in that message there is a emoji or not. That is nothing but this list comprehension is telling. Okay, C for C in message, if C in emoji. So C for C in message, for every character in message, you check if that character is a emoji or not. If that character is a emoji, you place it. Okay, just leave this for a while. Just look at this statement. Okay, this is saying for C in message, if C in emoji. That means if there is a emoji in a message, let's say that I say Chinmay says that hello everyone, happy Dashera or happy Diwali or happy New Year. After that she gives some emojis. So there is one emoji over there, right? So that emoji is converted into what? This Unicode en, it will convert into a Unicode code. That is nothing but a code, something like this. So what this loop will do is, it will check, is there any kind of Unicode which is present in your message? Yes, it is present. If it is present, then please do append it, or please do use it. So this is nothing but this for loop. An extend function, I already explained in the last video. What it does is it collects everything in a single thing. It collects everything in a single list. Okay, so that is the reason of this line. Once this is executed, we'll use a counter object. That counter is nothing but from collections import counter, or if you're not knowing about this counter, just drag like this and you will get a reference of counter over here itself. See over here, C is equals to counter of A, B, C, D, E, some elements are there, count elements from a string. So C dot most common, if you do, you see that A is observed, A is occurring 5 times, B is occurring 4 times, C is occurring 3 times. So this is like kind of a frequency map. If you try to sort C, so sort C means it will sort all the characters in ascending order. Note that this will not sort characters by the values, this will sort the character by keys. So the keys over here are what? A, B, C, D, E. There are 5 keys in this, and it will sort that into ascending order, right? So in that way you can explore more on this counter objects. There are it is a quick glance which you can do in Visual Studio. So yes, so counter of emojis means how many times the emoji has been shared by a particular user. That is what over here is. This count is basically from this counter object only, from collections import counter. And on a touch side, I would say in most of the problem solving questions also, instead of creating a frequency map, you better use this counter object, because it uses some very special hash function behind the scenes which is very optimized, and your results will be very quick. So if you want to find frequency of any element or frequency of anything which is most occurring or so, you better use this counter object, because it gives you a very good and accurate result, and in a very less time as well. So what I am doing, counter of emojis, I am counting the emojis, okay, and then most common length of counter of emojis. So length of counter of emojis, for example, if I do over here counter, what is the length of this? The length of this is what? C is equals to counter of A, B, C, D, E, right? So the length will be 5 over here, because how many characters are there over here? If I just hover on this, how many characters are there? There are 5 characters, right? This 5 characters are present in this, right? So when you find the length of it, it will become 5 only, right? 5. So this is nothing but what are all the emojis mostly used by Chinmay. So these are all the emojis. There are like 8 emojis which Chinmay used, and a respective count of their emojis are shown here. So that is what this data frame is doing, and we are returning that data frame. Where we will return? From where it is called. Where it was called? It was called here, get emoji stats. So emoji df is equals to get emoji stats. We are renaming the columns as emoji and count, and then we are keeping the title as emoji analysis. So over here we are keeping the title as emoji analysis, and then column 1 comma column 2 is equals to st.beta columns of 2. That means we are using 2 columns here to showcase our data frame. So if we just click, if you just enlarge, it will show this. If you just enlarge this, it will show the percentage use also. So now what is the thing? Now with column 1, you simply show the data frame, that is nothing but st.data frame of emoji df. So this data frame is shown over here. Now with call 2, what you have to do is emoji count is equals to list of emoji df of count. I am creating a list of those counts, that is nothing but the list of this count 762. I am creating a list of this like 7, 6, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, and then what I am doing is I am finding out the percentage of it. So I by sum of emoji count star 100 for I in emoji count. Okay, so total number of emojis, how many times that particular emoji is occurring, divided by total number of emojis which are used, and that will be a decimal value. So in order to get a rounded value, I am multiplying it by 100, and I am doing it for every emoji. So I by sum of emoji count. This is a simple logic. You can also tune your logic, it's not nothing like that. Then what I am doing is, as we want to insert into a data frame, we need to convert it into a numpy array. If you directly use it using a list, there may be some error. I am saying maybe, not sure, there may be some error. So better to use numpy arrays only. Whenever you want to append a list, or if you want to attach a list of objects into a pandas data frame, always try this approach of converting that particular list into a numpy array and then append it. It will be very fast and it will be very easy. Okay, so np.array of per list is nothing but the percentage list, and then I am showcasing the data frame, that is nothing but st.data frame of emoji df. So finally I will get two data frames here. This is nothing but the column 1 data frame, this is nothing but the column 2 data frame. So what is new in this? New is nothing but I am appending percentage use. Basically what I did over here is, in order to kind of fit the things, I did it. You can also use bar graph here. Okay, there's no doubt you can use bar graph also instead of this. This will convey even more better information rather than this. Okay, that is for sure. You can use bar graphs also, that's not an issue. So this is all about the emoji analysis over here. And then hi, so in the last video we saw about the emoji analysis. Now in this video we will look at the monthly timeline, how the monthly timeline or month by month analysis from year to year. We'll see how the group performance is going up and down. So for example, here the line chart is there. So starting from January 2018 to something like August 2021 or so, October 2021, we are finding this line chart graph and how it is working. Okay, so how this line chart and everything is working. So what we will be doing here is, we'll see how this is working now. So in the monthly timeline, we will first set the title to be monthly timeline, and then there is a function named as month timeline, which is defined in the stat.py file, which uses selected user and data frame as inputs. So let's see what this def month timeline function returns. So the same thing over here. If selected user is not equals to overall, then df is equals to df of user of selected user. The same thing which I repeated in the previous video as well. Then what I am doing is I am grouping all the year, month name and month, and then I am finding a count, and then I am finding a count with respect to message, and then I am resetting the index. So now what I will do is I will showcase in this so that it's easy for us to understand, right? So we are having this data frame, right? This is what the code was written over there. This is what this is written, right? df.group by year, month and all, right? So let's first look at the data frame, and then we will head towards it. So this is the data frame. Now we are having what? We are having year, we are having month num. Month num is nothing but the number of the month, and then we are having nothing but the month. And then what we are doing is we are grouping the data of it. So what group by does is, in SQL you must have noticed that in group by we are having the group by clause and where clause and all those things, right? So group by and having clause, group by executes first, then having executes. The same kind of methodology is used in this pandas data frame as well. So first we will go step by step how we are doing everything. Okay, so here if I do just this, and then if I just press temp, you see this thing. So in month num, so first it will group by year. First all 2018 stuff is collected. After that the month number is collected, or the month number is grouped. Okay, after the month number is grouped, the month is grouped, like January, February, March. We know that there are unique months, and that is why. And we can see the count over here also, like 47, 47, 47, 47, 47, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78. So what it is doing is, if we are having some kind of objects like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, let's say that 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2, 4, again we are having some kind of objects. So if we want to group them, what we will do, we will group like this. 1, if 1 comes first, then we will count the number of 2's. 1, 2, 2 2's, that's it. Then we will count the number of 3's. 1, 3, 2 3's, there are 2 3's. Then we will count the number of 4's, or we will group the number of 4's like 4, 4, 4, 4. We will group the number of 4s, and then we will group the number of 5s. We are having only one 5. Then we will group the number of 6. We are having only one 6, and then we will group the number of 7. So this is how the group by function will work. So first here as we are passing 3 things, so first it will try to group based on year, right? Now this is what this is grouped on basis of what? The numbers. Now I want to group them on basis of their count. So how will I group? So I observe that 4 is occurring 4 is occurring more number of times. So I will group 4 into one category, something like this. 4 is occurring 4 times. Then I will say that 3 is occurring 2 times. Then I will say that 2 is occurring 2 times, and then 1 is occurring 1 time, 5 is occurring 1 time, and then everything else is same, right? So that is the reason why we are grouping the things. So first we'll be grouping it by year. That means in a year there are 12 months. So you see that this grouping is correct. Okay, so first grouping by year is done. Fine, first the grouping by year is done, then the month number is grouped, so from 1 to 12 the month number is grouped, and then the month is grouped, then January, February, March, April, and so this is done. So till here it is clear. Then we will move forward with this message. So let's see what this message does. So if I just hit message here, it will create a panda series. So 2018. So basically over here I was not having message, right? So basically I was having all this message, date, user, only date, only hour, only minute, and everything. Now I want particularly with message only. So if I just do this, I'll get a series object. Now what I need to convert this series object into a data frame. So for that there is a method known as reset index. Okay, there is a method known as reset index. If I just copy this reset index, it will convert into a data frame. Just see, the series will get converted into a data frame. Now over here I am having a summarized result of year 2018. Month number is 1, which is nothing but January, and the messages sent in January were 47. Year is 2018, month is 2, month name is February, and the messages sent in that month were 35. Year is 2018, month is 3, month name is March, and the messages sent on that month are 78. So like that, this everything we can group by and use this reset index to get a data frame. Got it? So that is what this entire group by thing is doing. Now next what we are having, time is equals to, for I in range temp.shape of 0, that means how much, if I do temp.shape of 0 over here, what will I get? Temp.shape if I do of 0 means 48. So this particular loop will run for 48 times. What we are doing in it, time.append temp of month of I plus slash str of temp of year of I. So basically what I need is, I need a kind of year, I need a month and the year over here, side by side I need. So what I will do, if I see temp of month over here, for example, if I see temp of month, okay, dot temp of if I say temp of month of 0, if I do, I get January. Now I need to attach a year in front of it. So what I will do, I will convert this into a string. Okay, I'll convert this into a string, plus I will attach this slash plus str of temp of month. Sorry, I want year, right? So temp of year of, if I do 0, see, I got January 2018. So this January 2018 only I want to display it over here as a X label. So that is the reason why I am using this method. So I did it for first index only. I need this same kind of response for all the 48 rows. So what I have to do, simply I have to run a loop, and instead of the 0 I have to write I. Is it or not? The thing is same. Then what, all the result like this, if I store it in a list, then if I just append that, if I just push that list into a pandas data frame, I will get this like January 2018, February 2018, March 2018 and all. So this code I will copy and I will paste it over here from line number 111 to line number 117. Okay, so once this is done, I will return this data frame which is temp. what does this data frame contain? This data frame contains this. It contains year, it contains month number, it contains month, it contains message, and it contains time. So I'll pass this data frame. So from this month timeline, the data frame is passed, and then the data frame is stored here, time. So this time data frame is having all these features, all these columns. Now I'm going to plot the line chart. So figure comma axis equals to plt dot subplots ax dot plot time of time. What is time of time? Time of time is this. So x is equals to time of time. That means the x-axis values are what? Time of time. That is nothing but January 18, 2018, April 2018, and everything. And then the count is nothing but, that is nothing but y-axis is equals to time of message. So we can see this count rate, y-axis values like 10, 20, 30, 40, and so. So that is nothing but the y-axis. And color is equals to green. You can change the color according to your wish, right? So that is the case. And then plt.xticks rotation is equals to vertical. In order to see over here, again I will say why I kept it as vertical, why not horizontal, or why not at 45 degrees or inclined at any angle, because if you do, these are very very closely related, okay, and it will overlap, so it will not look good. So that is the reason I use vertical. You can enlarge this and see clearly also what is the thing, but if I try to increase the figure size also, the responsiveness of the figure will go. And so for that is the reason why in order to get a smooth normal curve which is responsive enough, I am using this plt.xticks rotation is equals to vertical. And then plt.tight layout means in whichever layout you are there, you fit it completely. So for example, if I show you what I meant by that is yeah, so for example, let's say that this is the figure size, this is the figure object which you gave, and the plot occupied only this much, and the plot occupied only this much space. So you see this amount of space is wasted, right? This amount of space is wasted. So in order to occupy this wasted space, what plt.tight layout function will do is it will fit this exactly into it, something like this. It will fit it exactly onto the borders as well. So that is the meaning of figure.tight layout. And then st.pyplot figure. So in order to plot it on a Streamlit app, I am using this pyplot function. So I will get a chart something like this. This is the timeline chart, and this is all about the monthly timeline. In the next video, we will look about the activity maps. Till then, do practice the. Hi. So in the last video, we saw how we plotted the monthly timeline. Now we will see about the activity maps. That is like the most busiest day and the most busiest month. We will be looking into columns. We will be looking into inserts of this. You can add even most busiest week and many more things you can update. But for now, we will look at this. So activity maps, st.title activity maps. Column 1 comma column 2 is equals to st.beta columns. Now I think so this might have been clear till now, that as we are plotting the plots on two columns, as we are plotting the plots on two sides, we are using this beta columns function. And then with column 1, using the column 1, what we are doing, first we are setting the header which is named as most busy day. After we send the header, what we are saying, we are calling a function which is present in which file? Stats file. What is the name of the function? Week activity map. What it is taking? Selected user and data frame as the argument it is taking, and it will call the function from here. So what was the function name? Week activity map. Week activity map is over here. So let's see that's what this week activity map is doing. So if selected user is not overall, I think this must have been clear till now. This is only for specific users. If a specific user is being selected, that means if selected user is a specific user, then the data frame will be manipulated according to that user only. Otherwise, by default it will be overall. Okay. Then what it is returning? Returning day name value counts. Day name dot value counts. That's it. Day name dot value counts. If you do, what we will get? If we see df dot head, if we see, we will see this. Okay. So if we do df of value, df of day name dot value underscore counts. If we do this, what we will get? We will get a data, we will get a value count object like this. Monday is this much, this much, and this much. Now if you want, this is nothing but a series object. Now if you want to kind of get insights of this, so we are just returning this df name of df name dot value counts from here, and it will come over here in the busy day. So in the busy day, if I do this, if I say that this is equals to temp, let's say that this is equals to temp1, because temp is already existing. Now if I just want temp1 dot index, if I do temp1 dot index, I will get the index. And if I try to convert this index object to a list object, what I will get? I'll get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, something. I'll get like this. And then if I say list of temp1 dot values, if I do temp1 dot values, value counts are also there. I'll do values, so I'll get the values of it. So if I just see temp1, how temp1 looks, temp1 looks like this. So index is nothing but this. Index is over here, and then the values of it is over here. So these two things I will copy and I will paste it over here. So busy day is nothing but that thing which has been written, that is the series thing which has been written from this stats function, which is this week activity map. And then plt.subplots means I'm just initializing the subplots function. And then in the x-axis x-axis I want, what do I want in x-axis? In x-axis I want the day name, right? So for that, how to get the day name of the day? I will use this list index function, right? So busy day dot index, and if I want to get the values, I will say day name dot values, right? If I do temp1 dot values, I'll get the value counts of this. So busy day dot values, and then color is equals to purple, because I want to plot the graph in a purple way. I want a purple palette basically. So this is all about this. And plt dot xticks vertical and tight layout and pie plot, I think so these things are very much clear, as I explained in the last video also. So this is all about the weekly activity map. Now let's try about the monthly activity map. So in the monthly activity map also, there is nothing, just instead of week I will use month, nothing to it. Just instead of week, what I will be using is I will be using month. Okay, so if I just instead of day name, if I say month, I'll get the answer. Okay, if I say month over here, I'll get the answer something like this. If I say month, I'll get the answer. Okay, so let me just add a few more cells. If I do temp2, I'll get this. So in August this much, September this much, October this much, so and so. If I do temp2 dot index, okay, I will get the result. If I do list of temp2 dot index, I'll get the result. And then if I do list of temp2 dot values, I'll get the values also. So index list is this one, and then values list is this one. So the same thing I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste it over here. So yeah, busy month dot index, busy month dot values, color is equals to orange. If you see, the color is orange, and then you are seeing from August to June. Basically this is not this is basically not this is basically in a descending order. If you want to keep it in ascending order, you can say you can sort the list using the sort function, and then set ascending is equals to true, and then it will sort it ascendingly. I basically like to sort the list in descending order, so I kept it in descending order. So after this ax.bar, after the bar plot is initialized, you keep the xticks as vertical and then fit the plot completely as per the layout size, and then showcase the plot on the Streamlit app. So for that's the reason we are using st.pyplot. And the stats function, we have covered covered all the functions which are present in the stats, which gave us the analysis. And then we invoked all those methods from this app.py file, which is the main center hub for all the other files. Like pre-process file is over here, it is imported here, and stats file is over here, which is also imported here. So by this activity maps, we complete all our WhatsApp chat analysis, and in the next video we'll see at the deployment of this application on Heroku cloud. Till then, you do explore more about this and try to add more features and make it more customizable. And if you have any kind of doubts or queries, just you can go to the Streamlit documentation also. Streamlit documentation, and you can explore a lot of features from Streamlit documentation as well. So you can go to the streamlit.io and you can see how very good this thing you can work on, and there are many very good you see over here you can add calendars, you can deploy your Streamlit apps, you can see some examples also here: NYC, Uber, ride sharing data, visualization and all. You can click on this and you can explore this, and also you can deploy your Streamlit apps on share.streamlit.io as well. See, wow, how interesting this map box is and everything. The cool thing about this is Streamlit, as this is a web application, it's almost all about JavaScript. Almost this is built using React.js, so it is very responsive and it was very quick in showcasing the things as well. So do explore up, and let's see in the next video how to deploy this app on Heroku Cloud. So in the last video we completed the entire code of this app.py file, and we said that we would be deploying this app on Heroku Cloud. So the first thing what we need to do is, as you can see that I have just cluttered out the important files only. So what you need to do is, these are the important files. For example, I'll show my folder. So in this folder I am having these kind of things right over here. We can see that there are so for on my folder there are this kind of things which are there, and in that I created a separate folder where I need all the important files. So all the important files were this app.py preprocess file, this proc file, requirements.txt, setup, stats, top english.txt. All these files are important for me, so I created a separate thing over here. So now what I need is I wanted to add this gitignore file as well. So if I get this gitignore file, it will be all done. So for example, I'll get this gitignore file. Yeah, I got the gitignore file here, and then in the deployment where it is, yep, in the deployment, if I go and if I just paste the gitignore file, then we are all set. So basically gitignore file is also important when you're trying to deploy your app on Heroku. So now we are all set. Let's see how Heroku platform is. So if you're new to Heroku, or if you are already existing, just enter your email address and password and then hit login. If you are new to Heroku, then click on the sign up and you can sign up on Heroku. It is very crystal clear. You just need to fill in your details, create a free account. They will give you a verification link at your mail. You just need to activate your account from there. That is it. So once you activate all your accounts, what you need to do is you need to come to this, you log in, and then you will find an interface like this. I'm already having 3 applications which are running on Heroku. This will provide a free service of 4 applications only. If you want to deploy more than 4 applications using the same Heroku account, then you have to upgrade the plan of your Heroku, right? So here what we will do is we will create a new app, and then I will write the name of the app as WhatsApp text analyzer. I think so. The name is already been taken, I think. Oh, it's available. WhatsApp text analyzer. If I just keep, so this is available, and then create app. Hit on create app. Now when you hit on create app, you will be finding 3 things here. You can use Heroku Git, that is a command line interface. You can connect with your GitHub and directly push your repository into this. You can do this as well, and you can use this container registry method. I personally use this command line interface when I'm working with Streamlit apps, because Streamlit apps gives that flexibility, because command line interface gives that flexibility for working in with Streamlit apps. So if you don't have command line interface Heroku CLI, you can go ahead and download this command line interface by clicking on this link, and then according to your Windows version, if you are having a 62-bit 64-bit per PC or 32-bit PC, you install. If your operating system is this, you can install this. It depends on the type of system configuration you are having. So once you got it, just we need to copy the code from this, which is present over here. Check if Heroku is present or not. Just type in Heroku here, and Heroku here, and you will see this kind of things. If this kind of pop-up appears, that means Heroku CLI is installed in your platform, and then you can simply Heroku login. You can do Heroku login and then press any key except Q, and this will open a new browser. This will open this, and if you hit login, it will log in you. Once you are logged in, it will showcase that this and this email ID has been logged in. Now what you need to do is you need to go to this command, and then cd my project you don't need to do because you're already in a directory. You directly go and use this git init. You directly use this git init function. It will initialize a repository, and you can see that the master branch has been activated over here. Deployment git checkout master branch tag. Okay, this all when it turns to green, that means this master branch has been activated. Now if that now then what you have to do is you have to create a remote repository using this command git remote. Just simply copy and paste, that's it, nothing. Don't think too much about this. So this is nothing but set git remote to Heroku, https git remote, if you just control click it, method not allowed, it will not show because it is prohibited. So that is one thing. Then you do git add. So you add the repositories or add the code, following code, then hit enter. This will create an this will load all the files into the repo. Then git commit, make it better, you use this git commit function. You use it over here. Just then these are few insertions, 8 files changed, 1446 insertions plus. If you get this kind of thing, that means all your code files have been pushed to Heroku server. Now you just need to push the master branch of your git. So master branch is there now over here, which was activated master. You just need to push this master branch on Heroku computer or Heroku server. That's it. If you and then wait for some time, it will deploy it on Heroku and it will give you the URL. Click on the URL and the application is yours. Okay, so just a little bit, it will take little time in order to showcase it. It will install all the dependencies and everything. And one more thing I forgot to say about the setup.shell script. So basically when we are using the Streamlit app, additional file which is nothing but setup.sh is required. So this basically says that hey, echo server /n port /n enable cores handless. This is nothing but this is all about internal working of how Streamlit is working on localhost and everything. So this is required in order for Heroku to say that hey, this is a Streamlit app. So this is kind of a thing which you need to run first, and then you have to run the requirements. So in proc file also we will first set that please run the setup file first. After running the setup file, then go and run the main file, which is nothing but app.py. You have to be very careful when you are doing applications with Streamlit on Heroku, because you need this setup.shell script, and this is important. Okay, and then requirements.txt, you write all the requirements which are required. That is Streamlit is required. We use matplotlib, we use cbon. We didn't use cbon, but let it be, no problem. URL extract we used in order to extract the URLs. We used word cloud, we used pandas, we used emoji. So all this you have to keep. Okay, all the requirements which you imported from this, you have to keep all those requirements here. And that is it, I think. So it is taking little bit time. It has done compressing everything. It is just pushing the version into it, and maybe in 1 minute or so it will just finish it off. And yes, so the main important file for in case of Heroku is this proc file. You can see this Heroku symbol also coming in VS Code. So this proc file is like the main file for Heroku, which says that how the Heroku cloud computer must proceed. So when you click on this, it will say it's a web application sh streamlit setup.sh. So please go to the shell script, execute this code, then come here and then run this run the Streamlit app. That is the thing, but app.py. When this is done, then the service is completely activated. Okay, I see that this has been done here. So I'll just click on this and the Streamlit app will load. It will take a little bit time to load, and here it is. So if you want a black mode, what you can do is you can just go here, you can go to settings, you can change the theme according to your wish. You can keep it light or dark or use system mode, whatever it is. I prefer dark mode. So I will try to visualize my thing. So if I try to load this will show this loading icon also. It will take a little bit time because it is already, when I was running on local machine only, it was taking a little bit time. So here also it will take the same amount of time because it is hosted on Heroku cloud. So yes, it will load. And then over here, if I click on show analysis, it will show the analysis for me. There will be a little bit of warning, because which we saw in our that thing when like st.beta column was not getting displayed and everything, but that is no problem, that's not a kind of issue. We can see over here we are having this, and then we are having the total count, most commonly used UR, emoji analysis, monthly timeline, activity maps, whatever we discussed, everything has been deployed. And this is all about the deployment of the Streamlit application on Heroku. It is smooth, it is simple. Just you need to make sure that all the files are in one particular directory, and you use all the files. The most mandatory files for deployment on Heroku are this gitignore file, proc file, requirements.txt, and setup.sh if you are using Streamlit app. If you are not using Streamlit, if you are using some Flask or Django environment, then this setup.sh is not required. This is only required for Streamlit applications. So I hope you enjoyed this entire playlist. I hope you enjoyed this entire playlist of WhatsApp text analyzer. You can add many more features to it, and you can make it on large scale. You can showcase your skills in front of your friends that, hey, I have made WhatsApp's chat analyzer with deployment, and I am adding few more features so that it will become more robust. And then you can also sell your product to some organizations where the organizations require heavy amount of chat analysis and everything. So this is all about from my side, and thank you very much for listening.